Wickets in hand, rotate, strike, capitalize in the last 5 as Alzari Joseph did. So you could have gone maybe 125, 130 and see where that took you. The pitch might have dried out a bit.
And another one, this time over long off. A monumental blow from Rakeem Cornwall. Ends the over with another hero maximum, 20 without loss after 1.
Shot boy Jimbo. Or should I say shots? Stand and deliver. A lot of pace on the ball. I think it's a surface you've got to test very early to find out if it's tracking, sticking.
What a start for the St. Lucia Zouks. Rakeem Cornwall is just making all of us look very silly, talking about this pitch, talking about grip, talking about all sorts of things. But look what he's doing. 20 runs in the first over. And this man has been good in the matches that he's played. He's bowled in the power play. He's gotten wickets. He's been economical. Might just be tricky. Some ominous clouds hovering over the Queen's Park Oval. Just a slight drizzle at the moment. And this is what we've spoken about. The uncertainty with the weather here. Of course, we're in the wet season in these parts. So it's something that we would expect.
I think you're a bit hard on yourself there. I don't think Cornwall is making anyone look silly. We've talked about the pitch in the context of pace off the ball. Spinners coming into play. I think once you put pace on the ball as a seamer, then you're in trouble. So with John Ross Jagisa coming into the attack, I think the short leg is coming in. Is that why the pads, the leg guards are coming out? So let's reflect, Samuel, for our viewers on the bowling figures from the previous innings. We had Nabi 5 for 15. Kugelheim went at 8. Kesrick Williams went at 11. So what that has told us is that as far as the way the pitch played in the first innings, the seamers were expensive. So it's a pace off the ball. So what Cornwall did to Sohail Tandre was not surprising, given the way he plays and what was served to him. What we'll find out now is whether the ball is still gripping on the surface or whether the surface has dried out any.
A very good analysis as usual from Ian Bishop. But the Patriots captain, Riyad Emirates, knows very well that he needs wickets in order to stay in this contest. Unfortunately, isn't any rain to cause any delay. 5 overs, of course, constitutes a match. And so once we get that in, we will have a result. The Jagisa first delivery. Now this one is crashed through the offside from Andre Fletcher. Very strong square off the wicket on the offside.
Jagisa has been very good in this tournament, but he will look back on this first ball with regret. Where are his deep fielders? Where is his protection? On the leg side, a deep mid-wicket and long on. And you give him width, short and wide, right of your screen. So he has to bowl a fairly straight line, wouldn't you say?
Much better. He made the accommodation. We talk about the resources that were used in that first innings. A plethora of spinners on show. Riyad Emirates, he doesn't necessarily have the same resources in his team John Ross Jagisa, Imran Khan as the only two specialist spinners. So in as much as they would have seen the way the surface played, seen the effect of the spinners, doesn't have that in his armory to call upon.
I'll sit back on the circle here if I were the inner ring fielders. Why am I sitting back on the circle? Because Cornwall, for obvious reasons, is not the fastest runner. So I'm going to ask Fletcher to hit the ball past my inner ring.
Oh yes, Shaggy.
That's a very important point. I spoke to Andre this morning about that, and it puts him under some pressure to get that single. You want Cornwall to face the majority of the deliveries in the power play. The challenge is to get him on strike.
Oh yeah.
Nice bounce and turn. 24 without loss after 2.
Rakeem Cornwall 20 of 6, having faced that first over, capitalized. Imran Khan is now introduced into the attack after Sohail Tanvir disappeared. So Ryan Emirates recognizing the importance of getting early wickets and deciding that he's going to throw his best chances or his best prospects of getting those wickets at the St. Lucia Zouks.
I want to put you in the limelight again, Sammy. This kid, well, I wouldn't say he's a kid because he's 35. He's not a spring chicken. He would have sort of gauged his method on your type of quick leg spin. What length should he bowl? What is the feel?
Yeah, that's the length and the line. I'd want to be targeting the stumps as much as possible. Bring the LBW bowl down into play. But like you mentioned, that length, and Rakeem Cornwall is so strong down the ground. So I wouldn't want to get too close to him. And he has that reach. He's a tall man as well. You mentioned that length, and Rakeem Cornwall is so strong down the ground.
So you're having that man at long on, and the second man is where?
He's a tall man as well. I usually bring my deep mid wicket much straighter because he isn't looking to score square.
So
and if he does look to score square, and as we mentioned that there's a change in field, there's a long off in position now. Deep mid wicket much straighter. Massive again from Rakeem Cornwall. That's out of here. So the length too short on that occasion, Imran Khan.
Yeah, too short, but my goodness, you have to give Cornwall a lot of credit too, sitting back and picking the length very, very quickly. When he fires and has fired as he did like last year, he does so much good for the Zouks in the power play. Mandela Park is just over the back there. Somebody's got a ball.
Really powerful strike off the ball. And I'm not too sure if the slight drizzle that we've had over the last over or so has anything to do with it, or if it's just the quality of Rakeem Cornwall and his ability to pick that length quite early. But the St. Lucia Zouks, 30 without loss in 2.3. Look at that strike rate. And this is what we saw in 2019 from the big man. And that's the length. But the challenge is to find that length consistently. I know how difficult it is bowling in the power play against someone like Rakeem Cornwall, who throws caution to the wind. If he gets dismissed, well, no love lost. If he makes connection, however, you're under tremendous pressure. Clean them up. Good line. If not length, the line was really good. Wicket to wicket. And he succeeded.
Yeah, into the pitch, and it didn't bounce anywhere near as it should have. But remember, twice previously in the over, Cornwall tried to play that hoik and missed. That really should have been bouncing a little bit more than that. Not a great surface. I'll say it again. This surface here is not great, and the rains are coming down. But he's gotten his team off to a flyer, Cornwall, which is something the Zouks will accept.
Yeah, he's performed his role. You'll take that in these circumstances, in these conditions. At 30 for